Guys, today was a interesting, wild day to say the least. Today was day one of Bitcoin ETF trading, official live trading. That is beautiful to say, ladies and gentlemen. And I want to talk to you first about the numbers here, but we're going to give you an update on what happened, what's going to likely be happening over the course of the next few days. I also got some insider stuff I want to show you from someone that works at the Stellar Development Foundation, some big bombs that this gentleman dropped. And also I want to talk a little bit about the Xrp ETF potential, what's happening there, some things that need some clarity. I want to talk about that and more. All I ever ask is if you do like talking about the digital assets and the digital revolution, give us a thumbs up, click that like button below. Of course, if you're new to the channel, you want to come in, join us, join this community. It is absolutely free. Click that subscribe button while you're down there, share the video, and let's get straight into it. Now, numbers coming in higher than expectations for trading volumes. We've got Grayscale doing 2.3 billion. They're the big dog on the porch, right now, at least for these volumes coming in. We've got BlackRock at 1 billion, Fidelity 700 million, ARK 21 shares at 288 million, Bitwise at 125 million respectively. Guys, the institutions are here. The fun has begun. Now, like I said, today started extremely hard up and to the right, and then we ended the day kind of flat, right? So what happened here? Well, inflation numbers came in, and they say, well, they came in higher than expected. They always know what's going to happen. We don't, the little guy, right? We don't know what's going to happen or what they're going to say, I should say. I'll put it that way. We don't know what they're going to feed us. But it looks like 3.1 increase seen from the month prior. Now, what is interesting, and that is what stalled the market, but what is interesting is how inflation is cooling. This is latest annual inflation rate compared with 1 year ago. So we have where we're at now. I know we're in January, but this is December 2023 and December 2022. So 1 year respectively. But check this out. And I'm sure you all remember, if you do have a gas vehicle especially, but 16.2% increase in gas compared to now. I say just, I mean any inflation isn't good, but just right under 2%. So a lot of these numbers have came down. That's a good thing. Rent has not, and that's a bad thing, especially for people like me that live in Southern California. You know, rent has been pretty stagnant. It's came down, at least what they are feeding us, what they are telling us, basically about 1.8%. You know, overall inflation is about cut in half, so that's good if this is true. Commercials coming out, Grayscale releasing new Bitcoin ETF commercials. Everything is here, everything's solidified. We can take a deep breath and know that coming forward, we have nothing but good things. I keep talking about Super Bowl, and I want you guys to all understand the importance of Super Bowl, especially for those of you who don't live in the States, that are maybe in Europe or Australia, Japan, anywhere around the world that don't necessarily focus on the Super Bowl of football. This will be a big deal, especially now that we have all this FTX scandal and nasty scamming stuff behind us for the most part, right? And now they're going to start releasing all these Bitcoin ETF commercials, and we've seen a lot of them, so we know what's to be expected. This is going to open up the eyes for mass adoption even further. Now, ISO 20022, let's do it. Shout out to him. Puts out Circle File Stablecoin US IPO. This is big and beautiful for many reasons, but who's partnered with Circle? Now, we talked yesterday how the Stellar is partnered with Franklin Templeton, which now remember has laser eyes. As everyone is going bullish on this cryptocurrency market, this digital revolution, but also partner with Circle, USDC, right? This is the fun part. Listen to what I've got. This is Dr. Bones. You said good video, some cuts from it. Listen very closely to what this gentleman says. And this is Robert Dursky. I hope I didn't butcher that, but this is the Senior Director of Real World Asset Tokenization, Stellar Development Foundation. Listen here.
And we're working with other banks and big digital retailers to use Stellar for payment. So I would expect this year for more news to come out. We were part of
Big banks and retailers that they haven't talked about. How many times over the years have we talked? I got two more clips I want to show you, but how many times have we talked about Stellar dropping bombs out of nowhere? And I believe they are about to drop some real big ones.
there's some banks in Europe that are working directly with us, but it's still not public. We do have a fairly solid policy team monitoring and a few others that are just on that product, right? And as Franklin Templeton, there are others like Wisdom Tree and a few others that are still not public that are taking this path of getting very well known and products that exist in many other venues, but actually getting this notch up a notch in the sense of it's now going to be faster and potentially cheaper.
So some people think that Stellar isn't working with big banks out there. They are. And I want to remind people, Ripple and Stellar are working with so many folks out there, big banks, big corporations that we don't even know about yet. But we will. We will. And I've been saying for a long time now, this will be the year when they start rolling out things like CBDCs, whether we like them or not. Now, I want to play this clip real quickly because it kind of goes into the narrative I want to talk about in just a moment. Listen here.
We're going to see a lot of filings come out for Ethereum. I even think we might see something for Ripple, given the recent progress. You notice that Grayscale just added Ripple to one of their trusts as publicly traded. So it wouldn't surprise me if we saw Ripple or Ethereum spot ETFs out there.
You're all clear.
Okay, so this gentleman, right, talking about how Ripple might come out with they're going to come out with something for Ripple, an ETF. Now, there's people confused out there, right? Saying that Ripple could not have like they could not come out with something with an XRP ETF. That's not true, guys. Like, look at gold. Gold is a commodity. There's plenty of gold ETFs. The US dollar, there's plenty of ETFs. There's tons of different ETFs for the US dollar. Like, Bitcoin is a commodity. There's an ETF for that. So there's people trying to get this all clouded and make it seem that there can't be an ETF for XRP. There 100% can. It was great that we came out as a non-security, and we are a non-security. XRP is a non-security. That doesn't mean that the ETF itself can't be a security with the underlying asset being either a currency or a commodity. I just showed you. Gold, commodity, US dollar, a currency. So people are getting it confused. You can still have easily an XRP ETF. You can still bring in that security on top of the commodity. And what that does is it's just a way to bring in big funds from old heads that don't want to get in directly to XRP like you and I, that want to go the traditional route, let's say through their brokerage firm, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, BlackRock, and so forth. So really, it's just a scam on their end, right? Because they're not really selling you XRP. They're selling you their fund. Like just with these Bitcoin ETFs, they're not selling you their Bitcoin. They're selling you their fund they created on top of the underlying asset. So I just want to be very clear on that. Now, Elon Musk said in a space today after Bitcoin ETF was approved that he is open to use Bitcoin on X. I could imagine he would also be open to use XRP as well when Xrp ETF is approved. X is about to become the everything app, and we've been talking about that. But listen here.
Hence ARKB. But also, you wanted to be the everything app, and I know on this call there are a lot of people who have a strong view about how quickly you'd be able to proliferate that throughout the world with Bitcoin as part of the infrastructure.
Yeah, I'm open to the idea of using Bitcoin. I mean, it's like I said,
Company.
Open a Bitcoin, but you don't think he's already had talks with old Jed McCaleb that is the CTO of Stellar? You don't think they've had a little conversation behind the scenes? Things are heating up, guys. This is going to be a big, big year. Make no mistake. Big, big year. Had some market manipulation here today. That's what Fed likes to do. Inflation numbers are a little bit higher. Who cares? The market's going to tear this year. We're going to have a fun ride. We're going to do it together. Make sure you have the notification bells on so you stay up to date on these videos. I'm going to get you a video every single day. That is my promise to you. All I ask is you give us a big thumbs up. Click that like button, subscribe, and we will see you all in the next one.